My dear Indians, I am Commander Sudhir Kumar from my YouTube channel Pulse Beat of India. Today onwards, I am going to start a series of topics which is very relevant that how India is going to become self-reliant. What needs to be done in different areas, what improvements are needed, what reforms are needed, what we can do now so that India becomes a self reliant nation in this decade next. We are an emerging economy, we are showing a lot of solidarity, and demographic dividend is with us, but with that, we are also facing unprecedented crisis. That is, we are fighting a war against corona. The last 2 years, the economic activities have been hit. But beside all these, that I'll be discussing certain points which Government of India has to fix up, or in India we have to take these steps, and all these steps in diverse areas of activities I'll be covering in this series, Self-Reliant India, and then particular topic. First of all, let me introduce you about myself. I am Commander Sudhir Kumar. I served 24 years in Indian Navy. After taking premature retirement, I served in corporate and I became vice president within 3 years and then serving different corporates. At present, I am serving at Sharda University. I wrote my first book, India Transforming, and this book became number one bestseller at Amazon within 24 hours of release, and it was released in 2017 in the month of May. Then I wrote the second book, that is India, a 20 trillion economy by 2035-40. This book was released after 1 year of the first book, and this also became number one bestseller at Amazon within 24 hours of release. This book was released by Dr. Jitendra Singh, the Minister of State at PMO, and it was released at NPL, National Physics Laboratory, where that time the director CSIR, Professor Sahani was also there, and director NPL CSIR, Dr. D.K. Aswal was also present. So with this, I would like to take now ahead, and first of all, I would like to apprise the general topic that what are the important technologies which are impacting our life nowadays. We all know about it that this world is of internet, this world is of connectivity. Everywhere in the world, every walk of life, every areas of business, every areas of service, every areas of our life, education, health, everything is affected by the internet. Or rather, you may take the technology is improving our productivity, technology is facilitating us in taking certain decisions. Those are better for our life, those are better that we strengthen our businesses, services, activities in this world of connecting world. So connectivity is everywhere. And if I talk about 11 technologies now one by one, you will see that how these technologies from 2000 to 2020 they have progressed. But I'll be taking a recent comparative study that these technologies were having how much business in 2018 and how much business they are going to have by 2025, the projections. And this fact, the figure which I am going to talk to you is based on a United Nations report which has come in all newspapers. So that's what I am going to cover it up, and I take one by one these technologies. The first of all, there is IoT, Internet of Things. IoT in 2008, if you look at the business was around 150 billion US dollars, but it is projected that in 2025 it is going to be around 1500 US dollars. Then comes the second technology is the robotics. The robotics business was around 35 US dollars, 35 billion US dollars. and by 2025 it is going to be 495, or rather I'll say the 500 billion US dollars. Then the third technology comes the solar PV, that is photovoltaic cell solar, which is being used in solar, and that it is in 2018 it was around 55 billion US dollars. It is going to be near about 344 US billion dollars in 2025. Then the next technology is the 5G. In 2018 its share was around 1 billion US dollars, and then in 2025 it's going to be near about 280 billion US dollars. Then the next technology is AI, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence business in 2018 was around 16 to 18 billion US dollars, which is going to be near about 195 billion US dollars. Then comes the big data. Big data was around in 2018 it was around 35 billion US dollars, which is going to be near about 160 US billion dollars. And then drones business in 2018 was around 70 billion US dollars, which is going to be around near about 150 billion US dollars. After the drones comes the blockchain technology. Blockchain technology was around 1 billion US dollars, which is going to be now near about 65 billion US dollars in 2025. Then comes the next technology, 3D printing. 3D printing was around 10 billion US dollars, which is going to be around 45 billion US dollars. Then the gene editing, very important, gene editing, which is around 4 billion US dollars in 2018, which is going to be around 10 billion US dollars by 2025. And last but not the least is nanotechnology. Nanotechnology was worth near about 1 billion US dollars in 2018, which is going to be about 2.5 billion US dollars by 2025. I am discussing these 11 important technologies. All are driven from the US, but China is also making headway in each of these fields, and all these 11 mainly belongs to the companies those are operating in US, and 30 to 70% patents IPR also belong to the US and China. So now you can see that if all these technologies are added together, in 2018 their business was around only 350 billion US dollars, which is going to be near about 3.2 trillion US dollars in 2025. So these are the important. Now I'll give you a little bit idea, how much is the spread of internet globally. The global internet spread is around 4.7 billion people on this planet are using internet today, and the main population is the China and India, and then comes USA. These are the three, and you will see the unprecedented increase in the use of internet. At present, if you take in percentage, the global average is near about 59.6% is the internet penetration. It means everything's happening online. Secondly, whatever the internet connectivity and things those are happening, near about 85 to 90% is happening on your mobile. The rest activity is by the use of others on internet. It means the mobile penetration, internet penetration in every country. Global average is high, the highest for North European countries. Their percentage goes more than 95, and the maximum users of internet they are in China by virtue of its population, and the second place comes of India. And in India near about 41% people, 41% population of India is using internet, but still we are far behind. It means near about 59% people are not using. So this spread of internet, the internet penetration in India, pan-India, in villages, rural areas is going to impact and increase. So with this, I have given you a global scenario vis-a-vis that what is the spread in India. So India is also touched by these 11 primary technologies which is going to drive our nation, which is going to drive this world, which is going to drive this economy. And my dear friends, when these technologies are there are certain hazards also which has come by virtue of a spread of connectivity or internet. That is due to IP connectivity, we have cyber security, and due to climate change, due to environmental degradation, we are facing the climate change and unprecedented climate change we are facing. The world is on the verge of, facing the worst kind of climate change effects in the form of typhoons, cyclones, the temperature increase, the sea water level is increasing, water scarcity is felt in many countries. They are becoming water stressed because the water table is going down. With all these, then now the entire world is facing unprecedented crisis of this pandemic spread, and India is now encountering the worst pandemic of the century, or the worst kind of a crisis of the century, that is this corona. So with this, you have to see to it the world has become a VUCA world. What is the VUCA world? VUCA world is uncertainty has increases, vulnerability has increases, the complexity of this world has increases, and then ambiguities in this world has increased. That's what is now the VUCA has become. The VUCA world is there, so there are lot many challenges. तो with this I have given you a complete glimpse. मैंने अभी आप सभी को एक पूरा एक वातावरण समझाया है कि इंडिया कहाँ पर स्टैंड करता है और पूरे ग्लोब में क्या हो रहा है, किस तरीके से ये टेक्नोलॉजी हमें ड्राइव कर रही है, किस तरीके से हमें सहायता कर रही है, किस तरीके से हमारी प्रोडक्टिविटी को एनहेंस कर रही है, और किस तरफ हम जा रहे हैं, एक क्लाइमेट चेंज के इफेक्ट की वजह से, दूसरा पेंडेमिक की वजह से, और इन सभी क्षेत्रों में जो इसके इफेक्ट हैं वहाँ पर इंडिया को किस तरीके से अपने आप को उससे निकाल कर और किन एरियाज में इंडिया को इम्प्रूवमेंट करना पड़ेगा जो बहुत ही जरूरी है. तो माय डियर फ्रेंड, विद दिस सीरीज इट इज माय फर्स्ट लेक्चर ऑफ दिस सीरीज, Self-Reliant India and what next, what reforms are needed, what great India needs to do, what gaps India has to plug in so that India becomes self-reliant in next one decade. Though as an author, as I carry out research, and in my research of last 10 years, I have written this book, India, a 20 trillion economy by 2035-40, because I am convinced, and I am not only convinced that India is going to become 20 trillion economy by this time, but I am also sure that if we put right steps together, unitedly, and make India a self-reliant nation in next one decade, I will not be surprised that India becomes number one economy, leaving USA and China behind. So my dear friend, we have got lot of challenges, and the worst kind of challenges, which may be pandemic, which may be biowarfare, which we are undergoing, and we are making our efforts at the massive scale. No other country could have done this kind of a massive scale against this kind of a worst phase, the second phase of pandemic which India is encountering. And with that, still we have got that resolve that if every Indian gets together, acts together, and we stand behind the government of India, we stand behind the leadership, and leadership in the government of India with their honors take certain steps which I am going to define in this series. I am sure that India will be in self-reliant nation in next one decade or so, and we must be number one economy by around 2040. So with that, my dear friends, my dear global Indians, my dear Indians and other global citizens, please subscribe to my channel, that is Pulse Beat of India, if you have not done so, and I'll be bringing up this series, and I'll be looking forward for your suggestions, which you can come up on my mobile 9958383293, or you can get back to me to my Pulse Beat channel. I am there on LinkedIn. You can get connected to me on LinkedIn and converse with me. You can come up on Facebook. If you type Sudhir Kumar, you will get my Facebook account. If you type Gailan Sudhir, you will get or my Twitter account. I am there at Instagram as well. So you will find all my this. And if you type Commander Sudhir Kumar inside bracket retired, and if you put it on Google, you'll find all the pages flowing in, and you will have that you can converse with me, and your suggestions are the most welcome. I'll be looking forward to, and you will make me success putting up my points of view, my recommendations across to you in the form what India needs to do to become a self-reliant nation. With that, I bring this first series to an end. Jai Hind.